a second, but I'll let Howard take it.
Cool. So my name is Robert Beadles. People call me Crypto Beadles. I'm a Christian, father, husband. I've been in the space since around 2011, something like that. I built one of the largest construction service companies here in California. And then I created a software company around 2009. Created the Monarch wallet. So myself and co-founder Snake did that. And we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right. So let's get into a longer summary of your guys' projects, because I want to know more about it, and then I want to know how you guys complement each other. We want to talk about the partnership you guys have formed.
Yeah, so our project started late 2016 or 2017 as an idea to offer decentralized exchanges to everybody in a way that was usable and was much more advanced for the user experience than what existed in that day, which at the time was mostly just Ether Delta. And becoming enamored with decentralized exchanges, we quickly looked at the other solutions that were coming online, like Kyber, Bancor, 0x, and their relayers. There are plenty more now that are out. We have 14 exchanges integrated into our platform that you can use today. So that's really in sum what we were trying to do is create one set of endpoints, one solution for all of decentralized exchange. And through end of 2017, mostly through 2018, we realized that our business model, business to consumer, was competing with a lot of these centralized exchanges. And so our marketing dollars weren't really going quite as far as we had hoped. And we pivoted more to a B2B model. So now most of our focus is on supplying other softwares with native exchange functionality. So Monarch, great solution, user-facing wallet, and Total powers an ERC20 exchange. You've probably already seen that announced using Total's technology.
Awesome. All right, so with Monarch, it's one of these things that I've been in the space for a long time, and my friends and family, they were constantly asking me about cryptocurrency, and so we ended up putting together like a YouTube channel for them. And basically I'd interview founders and CEOs of all these different cryptocurrency projects. And to kind of help with crypto adoption, we actually give away $100 of Ethereum on every single one of these episodes. And so already having a background in software and then kind of seeing all the, the problems in the crypto space with the ease of use and the importance for mass adoption, we actually decided to create our own solution, which is Monarch. And so Monarch is kind of like the best of everything all in one place. So you can download it right now in the Apple Store or the Android Store, and you're gonna have a decentralized wallet. Because as you guys know, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, right? So we start off with a decentralized wallet that allows you to store, the major cryptocurrencies as well as all the ERC20 tokens out there. And then we went and we partnered with a lot of different awesome people, including like Dave, where we now have ERC20 swapping within wallets. So you can basically just download the wallet right now. You'll have a decentralized wallet, and you'll be able to swap all your ERC20s right within it. Then we acquired a broker-dealer license. So now you can hook up your bank account or your credit card and buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, cheaper than pretty much anywhere else. And it goes right onto a decentralized wallet. You can sell it and then put it right back into your bank account. Then we've also got interest. So this way, if you want to actually earn interest on your cryptocurrencies, you guys can do that within the wallet as well. And this is just like the beginning. You can also, check, you can track your portfolio. You can see the market cap. You can see the news. You can control your seeds in crypto. And then here we're going to be adding, and everything I just mentioned right there is live now. So this isn't like some white paper promise. This is something you guys can actually just download right now and tell me if you like it, you love it, you hate it, whatever. But here shortly we're going to be adding loans. So you'll be able to get loans on it. You'll be able to crowdfund an idea, grow your business. You'll have tax compliance. That way you'll know exactly, what you spent, what your liabilities are. And then, we're going to start adding more of the traditional, things as well. Like so when ETFs and baskets like that become available, they'll be there for you as well. Basically, anything and everything that you want to do in cryptocurrency or finances, you'll be able to do from one spot. Basically, just the best of everything in one place, and that's pretty much just the beginning.
All right, well, let's talk about mass adoption a little bit. We all know that, well, I want mass adoption to be here, but it's going to take some time. There's some things that need to get into place first. So as far as Monarch goes, I was reading that you guys are able to assist merchants in transactions and then having them converted right back to fiat after they accept crypto. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so some of the things that we do that I didn't mention that is actually live right now is if you're a merchant and you want to actually, accept cryptocurrency but be paid in fiat, we allow for that integration as well. And we've also got a patent out there for decentralized recurring payments. So that way, if you want to hook up your Netflix, your Google, like Google Play, or if you want to pay your house payment, your mortgage, car payment, any of that kind of stuff, you guys will be able to do that shortly as well. So all that combined allows for people to control their finances anywhere in the world. They basically are their own bank. It basically combines all the coolest things that you could possibly want to do and the most useful things you could ever want to do, and you can take them with you anywhere. And so, some of our partners, our advisors, we've got like the co-founder of LinkedIn, we've got Eric Lee with us, we've got Alex Machins, with Celsius, we have Roger Bear is our, primary investor, partner, advisor, all that kind of cool stuff. We got David Sinbad, the creator of the smart contract, the creator of the PEG, the first real estate transaction on the blockchain. We got Dimitri with Genesis Vision. I can go on and on. But we have all these incredible people that are part of Monarch, and they're all working together to bring, mass adoption through all of our different platforms and all of our different channels, and networks. We're able to actually start, affecting change. Just like with Dave here, now people, they can just download the wallet and start swapping ERCs today in a wallet.
So Dave, how do you see Total with that? How do you see Total aiding with mass adoption?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good subject for this talk, especially for this integration that we just made, because, as you hear Robert saying all the time about bringing this mesh, bringing all these great things into one place, making the user experience more familiar, much easier for people is going to continue to drive this mass adoption. And it's great to see groups, all groups, Coinbase, Binance, others doing great things to improve their interfaces, to improve the adoption. So from our perspective, really, it comes from business as usual. So this is our first real, I'd say, prominent integration that's going to drive lots of volume through ERC20 token exchanges, but we expect many more, and we have plenty others in the pipeline. And this great partnership just shows how easy it can be to just swap tokens in a completely decentralized way. As long as we built a certain part of the stack, and Beadles was able to provide the wallet. So by bringing those together, we're able to provide an excellent product for people to use. So mass adoption, really, in my opinion, really just comes from business as usual, getting our product integrated with more and more interfaces, more groups like Monarch.
And to kind of speak to the importance of this, I mean, if a user goes on and say they want to start buying or swapping ERC20s, they need to belong to like a ton of different exchanges. And so with Total and Monarch, basically we brought about 14 different, the biggest, decentralized exchanges out there, all of their liquidity, all of their tokens, and allow them to be available in one place for the user. So not only are they saving time and money, but it's all done where we don't even touch the currency. So we never touch the tokens. We don't ever take custody of it. It's all done through smart contracts. So and it happens like instantaneously. It's like super fast. So
you looking for a CMO role?
I got enough hats.
No, I was just going to ask you about that as far as being a custodian of the token. So with Total, that actually allows that you guys don't have to be custodian, and it makes it really decentralized.
We never actually touch the crypto.
Yeah, with Total, you don't have to take any deposits. If you're a wallet or another software, you can plug into our solutions, and what happens is the end user will download Monarch Wallet, and as Robert was explaining, the private key will be right there on their local device. So they're able to begin a trade by sending a transaction through the blockchain, and they're actually sending a transaction to a smart contract that Total published. So that's our parent contract, and based on the pricing, the price discovery, our algorithms, and where those orders are routed to, we have child contracts that act as takers to all of the decentralized exchanges, the 14 that we've integrated so far. That way, Total's contracts and our algorithms together for the user is acting as a taker to any of the venues that we route orders. So yes, you don't need to take deposits since everyone's trading directly from their device. You're not a counterparty to any trade since our technology is just finding the peer for the trader, and that's why it's a great solution for wallets. There were other solutions in the past for wallets for trading tokens that have exited that space due to regulatory issues because they were the counterparty to every trade. So if you're a centralized exchange, it's very hard to implement into stuff like wallets because being that counterparty, being that custodian, you're going to run into a lot of regulatory issues. By sticking to the peer-to-peer model, we're able to remove ourselves from a lot of that onus.
Yeah, that's great. And it's your keys and it's your crypto.
Well, Beadles was just showing me backstage. You went ahead and showed me how to buy 2 BAT tokens. Super easy, and it was instant. And there was no pulling your ledger out, no plugging it into the computer, no logging onto an exchange with 2FA, and transferring it and then waiting for it to clear. It was instant.
That's the goal, is to basically just take the best of everything and bring it to one place and make it just, stupid simple to where it's just super intuitive. It looks like it's a centralized solution, but it's not. It's like, kind of like Facebook. You just push that thumbs up button and it works. You don't know why, you don't know how, but it does. That's how this is going to be. That's how everything is right now already. It's decentralized.
Yeah, I think the idea of point and click solutions, making these, and I kind of touched on that a couple minutes ago, but really making interfaces that are familiar. So we're getting really close with staking and some of these that you mentioned, lending and interest using Celsius. I know you're working with Krasinski. Those solutions will allow users to get the benefits that they get from centralized organizations, right? So if you go to a bank, you go to Chase, you put money in and now you can get interest, you can go get a mortgage, you can get all these services. Well, Monarch is going to have all the same services, they're just coming from a different source. They're just coming from a decentralized financial ecosystem. So there's this slow progression that we're going through where you're going to be able to access all of the same services that you could get from a central authority, a centralized institution like Chase or Bank of America, and you can do all of that through unregulated, or I should say, decentralized financial solutions.
Yeah, and so that was one of the things in the very beginning. We wanted to make sure we stayed compliant. So we didn't want to, run the risk of, basically being a security token out there talking about things and really being a utility token. So from the very beginning, we created 2 tokens. So we have a true security token and we have a true utility token. And so that way, with our acquired broker-dealer license and everything that we do with our legal team, we're doing the best that we possibly can to make sure that we comply with these rules and regulations that don't exist. So, it's like, that's why from the beginning you got a security token, for really investors.
It's really what the regulators are asking for at this point. I mean, there's a common sense approach for people, the groups that are doing these, and you guys are, just like many others and ourselves, following the rules so that you can, and then making best efforts from there, which is good legal advice. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, it's not legal advice, but, doing the best you can in these gray areas, so thanks, please send.
And Ryan Calder, thank you for the water.
Yes, thank you.
Blockchain Beach, wherever he is.
They're around here. So quick question, since we're talking about laws and regulations, the SEC, they released some documents last week. How has that impacted business so far, or?
So, as far as the 13-page report that came out?
Yeah.
So, like I said, about 2 years ago when we decided to do Monarch, there was something that I was afraid that things would just end up being security tokens.
Right.
And so that document, and I'm not an attorney, but when I read it, it basically paints everything as a security token. So
besides Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Well,
yes.
Ethereum, the jury is still out. And it was kind of like, if you read about it, it was actually like announced, and from what I hear, they never said that it was cool, right? So the jury's still kind of out on that. But when I read the 13 pages, and not being an attorney, it just to me read like everything is pretty much a security token. And so it just kind of rang true to why we built it the way we did a couple years ago, when people thought I was nuts for building a security token and a utility token. So, I'm not sure what it's going to do to the community as far as all the projects that are out there that, may be securities. They may get a slap on the wrist, they may get a fine, they may shut down, I don't know. But compliance is huge, especially in this new market. So people really need to look at their project from a legal perspective and be like, okay, am I really a security? Maybe start taking precautions now.
Great.
Yeah, this is the only area we may start to fray on in terms of our opinions. But I don't think that it's just. I do agree with you that most of the tokens out there are security. So they're the ones that have been issued, the ones that people are doing, and the reasons they're doing them. Those are securities. My opinion that I guess counters a little bit of that is that we're a much stronger believer in the utility token world, and it might not really be a difference of opinion, more so as a projection for us. You know, we're projecting that the utility token space is in the long term going to be much larger than the security token space, and the thesis around that is has to do with all of the sort of assets and the instruments that are yet to even be seen. So I would agree that a lot of the work and a lot of the fundraising that happened, especially in 2017 boom, fell into exactly what you're saying. I guess our view is more what's to come. Maybe it's not even developed, not quite there yet. In that 13-page report, there definitely was a very limiting utility token definition, if you want to call it that. But my opinion is that'll open up as they kind of head down the road.
Well, we're going to have to, right? I mean, if the U.S. is going to stay dominant, they're going to have to basically, I mean, look what tech has done for the U.S. over, the past, 20, 30 years, right? If we don't have cryptocurrency here in the U.S. or people are too scared to do it, it's going to go to other countries, as people know. So there's definitely going to have to be some give and take there, but there's an abundance of tokens out there that are security tokens, and they've been marketed, as utilities, but they hit every single prong on how each other.
Yeah, it's difficult because a lot of these tokens, let's assume these are all securities. You create that classist separation of who can participate in trading those assets, and to me, that's the biggest issue. In a lot of other countries, you already have regulation in place to combat that issue, or to not even address the issue in the same way, right? So you have some really great crowdfunding laws in the UK, or excuse me, some great crypto asset laws in the UK. And so there's that, and then there's other island nations that are popping up with them. So I don't know how they're going to be able to. It's confusing to me, or I'm unable to see the light yet. But it's still very, very early as to how they're going to change the current system here, because there will need to be, in my opinion, again, some drastic change in order for them to be competitive long term.
Exactly. And all I'm saying is currently, right now, it isn't security. It's new regulation.
Yeah.
Then we need utility tokens to basically grow the space, to get adoption and have everybody in it.
I'll be on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, there you go. Dave for president. There you go.
Not for president.
Go affect some.
Just to represent, and then I'll leave.
Just to represent, you leave. So let's talk about another topic. I want to know about transparency. What are your guys' companies doing with transparency in the space? Because we all know in 2017, there's a lot of companies with a lot of issues. People weren't being transparent. There was all these shady things, all these interesting things going on. So.
Yeah, I mean, it ties very well into our product and our ethos. So transparency at its core for exchange in the exchange industry, and you're seeing a lot of that right now with a lot of press. You can see about some of the groups. I won't name names. They're here, and their fake volume on their exchanges. Yeah, okay, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is that you can't really fake exchange volume on a DEX. You're going to be able to look to the blockchain for those transactions. So they're all executed, finalized, and that's core to our product. We integrate only with decentralized exchanges, so exchanges that settle the trades on-chain. Makes them very auditable, very transparent, just something that's at the core of our business. And I was on a panel yesterday talking about transparency in our business is more than just our product in divulging information to our investors, making sure that they know what our roadmap looks like, what our burn rate is, where we're spending money, when we're raising next. They may not always be happy with those answers, but at least they know what's going on with our company. And you can actually invest right now in those shares through Republic. So we have a Reg CF live right now, so republic.co/total. And you can invest as little as $250 in our company. So unaccredited investors can participate in this race.
Yeah, and as far as transparency with Monarch, I mean, from the very beginning, we're very deliberate. Like we said, we're going to come out with something, and we didn't come out until we did, right? So it's a decentralized wallet. We don't even take your email address. We don't even know your name. Basically, Google and Apple, they know who you are, but we don't. So that's that's pretty transparent from the beginning. It's a decentralized wallet that you guys can take, you guys can take anywhere in the world and use. Moving forward, basically, we really don't announce anything until we deploy them. So we're one of those companies that would rather show you rather than tell you. So just like with Dave, you know, we basically didn't announce anything. We just dropped. As far as I know, the world's first decentralized exchange and a decentralized wallet. It's available to the world right now. So, you know, we try to be just delivering product rather than, you know, than talk. And so our thesis is basically give the world a decentralized, you know, platform that they can take with them anywhere. So that's pretty transparent right there. And then, you know, as far as, you know, the money that we would generate from transaction fees when we start doing reoccurring stuff, you know, like 60% of that goes right back to the users. So either 10%, you know, to a physical asset, or 50% of the income to the token holder. So, you know, it's pretty transparent, and we're available 24 hours a day. They get a hold of me, they get a hold of the co-founder. Any questions people have, you know, we're always, you know, vocal, and we'll do videos for them, or we'll do chats with them, or, you know, I mean, people on Telegram hit us up all the time. We're just sitting there chatting with them back and forth, and that's one thing that's cool about, you know, our YouTube channel is, you know, we get seen by millions of people every month. And so they become, in fact, kind of like beta testers for us. So they can tell us what they like and they love and they hate. And so it allows us to be really transparent with the community to address, you know, any issues that they have or things that they like to see. And so we're going to continue to do that forever. You know, as long as we're on the planet, you know, we'll make sure that we keep open dialogue with them and show them what we're doing.
I have two more questions for you. One I want to ask about really quick is KYC with Monarch. I know that a lot of companies, a lot of exchanges are forcing their clients to use KYC and AML. How are you guys able to not do that?
Sure. So with the decentralized wallet, it's just that. I mean, it's, you know, there's nothing that we know. As soon as they elect to start using fiat services, so we acquired a broker-dealer license, and so we have to be compliant. So our banking partner, as well as our interest partner, collect the KYC data. So they basically, they elected, the moment they want to start using, you know, fiat to buy crypto or to sell crypto, they have to KYC and AML to be compliant. But that's done by, you know, the bank or by, you know, our interest partner, Celsius. So they handle that stuff. We don't store it, we don't keep it. It just goes from the fields and the phone right to our partners. And that is one of the drawbacks too, is we have our partners do the KYC. I'm just being transparent. You know, you have to KYC, you know, for our fiat services, then you have to KYC for the interest services, because each of our partners do their own KYC. Eventually we may, if the community thinks this is a good idea, we'll do the KYC, and then they can elect who and which partners to send the data to. We may do that, but again, that's what the community asks for, because they're tired of KYC for every service.
Yes, I actually just did KYC for the first time the other day, and I was like, are you kidding me? It was a lot. Yeah, it's a big pain in the butt, but at the end of the day, we do have to comply. So before we get going here, we do have got a little bit of time. Let's talk about any special announcements that you guys can talk about, or anything exciting you guys have planned for 2019.
Yeah, that we can talk about.
We can.
Well, we'll see some.
I'll try it out of you.
We'll see some more. We'll see some more wallet integrations as the next few weeks go by. We have some really exciting partners to announce. In addition to Monarch, it's great to have them be this use case for us. They've been an incredible group to work with. If you're thinking about working with a wallet or downloading a wallet, obviously Monarch. We're definitely excited about that integration. We're also looking to add more exchanges to our application. We also are developing more endpoints. We have a couple other products coming out at the end of the year, payment solutions. So you can see a lot of the detail on there from on our website. But other than that, stay tuned. You can join our Twitter and our Telegram, and you can see all the new companies that will be using Total in the back end.
And kind of like I just mentioned, we normally don't talk about things, we just deliver things.
Right.
You know, and so we're going to be doing a lot of that. So a lot of the things
we just talk about things.
Yeah, that's okay. Not everybody can deliver. But we have a lot of things that we'll be delivering on, you know, over the course of the next couple months. One of the things that I can mention, because we're already doing it, is, you know, like I said, Roger Ver is, you know, one of our elite investors, our partners, advisors. SLP is something Bitcoin Cash is doing. It's called Simple Ledger Protocol. So we're integrating that into Monarch, and that will be live, you know, within the next week or so. So that, I gave you something before it happened, but so there is. But I already talked about Roger. So, anyways, that'll be live. And then for announcements, if you guys want some free crypto, who doesn't love free crypto, right? So just stop by the Monarch booth, download the wallet. You know, one of the guys there will give you 100 Monarchs, so that way you guys can use those. Keep them, store them, do whatever you want with them.
Trade them on Total.
Pay your
Also,
bills.
get, have a great tool right there in the palm of your hands. And yeah, man, just stay tuned. MonarchToken.io.
All right. Well,
Thank you, Wendy.
thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody.
Time for a quick break. Our afternoon session will begin at 2 p.m. Afternoon session will begin at 2 p.m.
How do we end this thing?